Hey everybody, Star641 here, and welcome to the next video of Persona 3 vs. 11 Eyes. For this one, we are taking a look at Kukuri vs. Fuuka. Now, this should go off as no surprise here, but once again, I don't know the seiyuu. So, unfortunately, can't go much into that for Kukuri. And this is the rare case, Fuuka is a bit more difficult when it comes to her voice actor or actress. Because in this case, there's potentially two, depending on which source you're looking at. We have Helena Tinso, who would be known as Sylvia Crystal in the No More Heroes games, or there is Milena Lee, who I know her best from the Fate series as Rin Tosaka. I do not know which one is which, and so I can't pinpoint on which one is actually Fuuka's voice actress. So there's that. Sorry, guys. Anyways, I guess let's move on to the characters themselves. Kukuri in the anime is... how shall I put this? She's really not that interesting a character, and out of the cast, she wasn't necessarily boring, but she just never had really all that interest on her. She's, to me, the most indifferent of the cast, and the one that probably did not need to be in there. Now, in the story, she's supposed to be dead, as she's Kakeru's older sister. However, she's apparently alive. It's a very long story, but I'll try and keep it to a minimum, but I do have to go into some spoilers here. There are actually apparently two Kukuris. One is an illusion created by Yuka to assist Kakeru. Not exactly sure the details on that. And the second one is actually a creature called Obscurus, I think. Sorry, not good with the names, but yeah. Sorry to tell you this, but I don't quite know how and why Kukuri was that, because in the visual novel, from what I've heard, it's more or less that actually is his sister from an alternate dimension and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know anything about the visual novel, and what little knowledge I do have of it, it's not the most one. Long and short of it, Kukuri is interesting in the fact that I really have no idea what to view her as. So I'm going to say that my opinions of her are very indifferent. Then comes Fuuka. Fuuka is the shy, nervous character. And she's often bullied. And she's actually really badly bullied. And one time, the bullies that were bullying her actually locked her up in the school closet. Now please remember, every night on at the turn of midnight, the entire world becomes the dark hour, and the school becomes Tartarus. That means she was left trapped in Tartarus, and that place is crawling with shadows, and it's a place full of great danger and evil. So she was stuck in there for like 12 or so days. Or several days, I'm not exactly sure. I'm just gonna assume 12. So she became trapped in there, and thankfully she didn't die, which she could have easily. Also during the same period of time is when her persona abilities started to awaken. After she saves one of the bullies from being eaten by a shadow. Long story. Maybe I'll get into it with side characters. And after that, we get to see that she changes from the shy character we saw her as a little bit to a bit more strong-willed. And she continues down this path of development throughout the entire game. Although I think, out of the development-wise, she gets some of the least. Well, when compared to Mitsuru and Yukari and Junpei Akihiko, compared to a lot of the rest of the cast, she gets very little development, but what little she's given is pretty damn good. And she's a force in battle because she can sense the other shadows for them, which is essential to the rest of the members of SEES. In short, without her, their missions probably would have ended in failure. Overall, I think you know who the winner is at this point. It's Fuuka. By a landslide. And that's not necessarily just because the anime really does not go into depth with Kukuri's backstory, or it goes into the backstory stuff, but it doesn't explain a lot of things, and really looking back on it, I had no idea what was going on with her. And to be honest, I don't think she was really all that necessary for the plot. Well, compared to the rest of the cast. Hell, even Shiori. Speaking of which, this has been Star 6 Wars 1, and in the next one, we are going to be taking a look at Shiori versus Igus. See you guys then.